first down throw, Tannehill. Being chased out left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll start the drive with a carry by McCoy. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. They go play action with Taylor. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Charles Harris. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Let's go. Try 38. Try 38. Flex round. Let's go. Try flex round. Flex round. Ohio. Ohio.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. He's going to float this one deep right side. And got his man complete. It's a big play for the Bills on 3rd down. 44 yards. Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 2nd down, Taylor. They find some open field here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Taylor with a give to McCoy. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
On 3rd down, Taylor out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Field goal forthcoming for Stephen Hauschka. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And following the interception, just any interception. Are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And down he'll go at the 25. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Taylor. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. And his throw here's incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now a handoff looking right. Despite some tough running, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing just about on his own goal line. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Fielded at the 20. Elsewhere on this Sunday in the NFL, they're in the second quarter in Detroit. It's the Lions that have grabbed. Lead. And we'll continue to watch the updates in that one as well as the other games going on in Week 5 of the NFL season. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. It's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now Tannehill saying, let's get to the line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down.
Shaq Lawson's one of those guys that after a while you quit just trying to define him by a position. Defensive end, outside linebacker, doesn't matter. He knows how to get upfield and spill some plays.
So disruptive. What makes him so disruptive?
I think it's strength. If you see his upper body, I mean, he's got some strength up there and some really good hands, but he's got some surprising quickness as well to get him upfield.
Now Williams. He will push his way down to about the 14. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
10th carry now for McCoy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half, it's Taylor. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. And before we could even hear from Larry, we're back and ready to go in Week 5. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38! Ohio! 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 Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio! Ohio!
They'll go again to McCoy. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Hey, watch it! Let's go! Brand 38!
Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. Taylor to Matthews for the Buffalo first. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Brand 38! Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! What? Nothing! What? Nothing! Flex round! Flex round! Let's go!
Now Taylor going to hand this one off to McCoy. Some nifty running, but it only gets him to the 45. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Brand Ohio! Ohio! Here we go!
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Come on, let's hot!
Here's Taylor. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And now here's a carry heading left. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Tannehill now to throw. And he finds a man. It's Fasano. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Fresh set of downs here. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And they give this time to the tailback. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you can see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And this one will be touchdown right at the 30-yard line. And the Bills getting set to go. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll try and get the running game going with McCoy. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, it's hard to get them started again occasionally.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. On 2nd down, here's Taylor. And he'll jack this one down to McCoy. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Some nifty running, but it only gets him to the 45. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, Now you've stopped the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
They have, by the way, gone to the third quarter now at Ford Field in Detroit. The Lions have scored again, widening their lead even further. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
Come on, let's run.
Again, it's McCoy. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Come on, let's flex round. Flex round.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Taylor. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Shift together here from the D-line. Now it's Taylor. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They have, by the way, gone to the third quarter now at Ford Field in Detroit. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Bills on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go. 1, 9.
Off the play fake, here's Taylor. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Colton Schmidt now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. second down following the run. Now Tannehill. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it third down. Well, still in search of the first down after that last completion. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. Handoff as they run the counter play. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
They go now to McCoy. He's seen a ton of action this afternoon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock.
Let's go! Brand 38! Brand 38!
To throw is Taylor. To throw on second down. Dancing to his left. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Here we go! Let's go! Ohio! Come on, let's flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Ohio!
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Bills on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Ohio! Ohio! Let's go! Ohio! Ohio!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Here's Colton Schmidt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Elsewhere, Ford Field, they're into the fourth quarter now. The Lions have scored again, widening their lead even further. If they hold on, a victory there would be their 3rd of the year. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. Now they try the right side here. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Here's Tannehill. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown. And frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Back to throw. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Let's go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. The Bills on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Hauschka's kick is good. Elsewhere, Ford Field, they're into the 4th quarter now. And the Lions have scored again, widening their lead even further. If they hold on, a victory there would be their 3rd of the year. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Now it's Tannehill. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Preston Brown in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team that had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Tannehill now to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now it's the backup Hackenberg. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th. Desperation time. Hackenberg on 4th. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 2 big plays in succession, and the Dolphins on the move. Now Hackenberg. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 16. Here's Hackenberg. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Bills, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Miami, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they will try to turn it around next week as they head down to Carson for a matchup with the LA Chargers.